Next week, NASA takes its first steps on its return to a giant leap back to the moon with its Artemis I rocket launch. To talk more on that, we turn now to space reporter Richard Tribou. Richard, can you tell us more about the significance of next week's launch?
Sure can. This is a long time coming, about a decade since they first announced plans to launch this thing. So really over budget and behind the schedule. But finally, after more than 10 years and coming up on nearly 50 years since the last time we sent humans to the moon, we're going to have an uncrewed first flight of the Artemis program. This is a massive rocket. When it launches, and the schedule is 8:33 a.m. during a 2-hour window that opens up on Monday. That's the first attempt. But when it goes up, it'll become the most powerful rocket ever to have launched from Earth, with 8.8 million pounds of thrust that's provided by a core stage and 2 solid rocket boosters, pushing an Orion capsule, space capsule. This is the thing that's going to jet off to the moon. It's going to orbit the moon dozens of times during a 42-day mission. And it's not going to have any humans on board. It's going to have 3 mannequins. It's going to spin around the moon, head back to Earth, and splash down the Pacific Ocean. And on its way, it'll be the fastest human-rated spacecraft ever to come back to Earth. It's going to be traveling at 24,500 miles per hour, reaching temperatures near 5,000 degrees. So NASA's primary goal is to make sure this thing doesn't burn up on reentry. They've got a new heat shield on the Orion spacecraft. It's never come in this fast. They did actually do a test launch of this years ago, but only in low Earth orbit. So it came down, it survived, but this is going to be stressing it. And when it lands, if everything goes well, they'll say, okay, we can stick humans on this thing.
So, Richard, with Monday being the first opportunity for the launch, if something goes wrong or if there's weather, when's the next time that NASA can shoot for?
Sure. There are limited windows that NASA can launch this thing, basically a little 2-week window every month. And right now they've targeted Monday. If you can't go Monday, the next opportunity is Friday, which is September 2nd. And that's another 2-hour window that's around 12:30 in the afternoon. And if it can't go on Friday, then it goes to Labor Day, closer to 5 p.m. And that's even a shorter window. And depending on when they launch, the length of the mission will also adjust. So Mondays is a 42-day mission, but some are less days out there in space. And it all has to do with the position of the Earth, the position of the moon, and just how they get this thing out there and back.
So assuming everything goes right and the launch is actually Monday, what kind of turnout are we expecting? Has there been any kind of word on how many people might actually come out to that area of Florida to watch?
Yeah, the Brevard County tourist officials pretty much have said that all the hotels are booked, and you're going to get a lot of people coming in from Central Florida, South Florida, North Florida, some from out of state, just driving down to check it out for the day, even if they're not staying. 100,000 to 200,000 people on the Space Coast is what we're expecting. And that means long waits. I remember during the space shuttle era, trying to leave Kennedy Space Center, you were looking at about a 4-hour traffic jam just to get back on the road where you're trying to get home. So if you're going to go out for an 8:30 a.m. launch, you best be getting there before 5 a.m. I know that some places like Jetty Park by Port Canaveral, which will be very popular, that opens at 5 a.m. And then there's a lot of places near Titusville that a little bit closer access to escape routes, but certainly great views. But people will be gathering there probably before 5 a.m. So you might want to pull an all-nighter.